In this session, I want to talk about tools for your toolkit. When I started coaching a group of associates with the firm, they asked me the question, what tools should we use? So it caused me to think about it. So here are some tools. And you'll hear a lot about these same tools in other sessions that we have. But this is just my collection. The first tool is your plan. It's the starting point for client development. So it's very, very important to have one. Second, Google Alerts. You'll hear me talk about that again and again and again. Have Google Alerts for your clients, their industry, their competitors, and areas that you can find out information that will be valuable to them. Next is an iGoogle page. Set up an iGoogle page where you have the news. Set up an iGoogle page that may focus on your client's industry. But once again, this is a valuable resource to figure out what's going on and then to figure out how it applies to your clients. So I have iGoogle pages for Fortune Magazine, Forbes Magazine, the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and various other news sources. And again, I'm looking at it, takes very little time, but I'm looking at it to find out information that may impact my clients. The next tool is Monarch Stationery. We can use Monarch Stationery to either type or handwrite personal notes to clients. I recommend that you get some, or cards will serve the same purpose. The next tool is your website bio. How long ago did you last update it? It needs to be updated. And as I will share with you in other sessions, it's very important that if you've written anything, it should be downloadable right there from your website bio. Next, what your clients read. I will be sharing that with you in other sessions as well. But that's a tool for your toolkit, once again, to find out things going on in their industry. Number 7, there are 2 books I really think every lawyer should read. One is called Trusted Advisor, and the other is called Clients for Life. Those 2 books are focused on building the relationship with clients. So those are 2 books that you can have as tools for your toolkit. Next, YouTube. I would have never thought about it a few years ago, but YouTube is a good resource for short video clips from authors who are writing on marketing, client development, and various other things. So use YouTube as a tool for your toolkit. In fact, if you've done a webinar or you've done something that has been videoed, you could actually post it to YouTube if you think that would be valuable. The next tool is blogs and podcasts and webinars. These are the modern means of creating information of value to a target market. And it's very easy to do any of the 3 of those. But this is where marketing is going. It's becoming more timely through blogs and podcasts, and then easier through webinars. It's much easier for someone to sit at their desk and watch on a computer and listen by phone than it is to get up, go to a hotel meeting room, pay for parking, etc. Next, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. In fact, we'll have a whole session on those 3, and there's obviously other social media as well. But these are vehicles and tools that you can use. They're just that, though. They are tools. You've got to have content and something of value to put onto any of those to make them worthwhile. The next tool is articles with sticky messages. In other words, before you write, think about whether the client is going to get something of value from what it is you write. The next tool is presentations. Presentations is a way to reach out to a larger audience. I like to tell people if I'm speaking to a group of 50, in essence, I'm getting the value of 50 lunches in the 1 hour or 30 minutes or however long it is that I'm speaking. The next tool is your elevator speech. No matter where you are, at some point in time, someone's going to say, "What do you do?" And the real important thing is to be able to say what you do in a way that will be valuable. To just say you're a commercial litigator or I'm a corporate lawyer means nothing. So your elevator speech should say what you do, who you do it for, and how you help them. And you may have a variety of elevator speeches depending on who is asking. The next one is your elevator questions. When you're going to networking events, you should have some questions in mind that you want to ask people to get them talking. After all, they're way more concerned about themselves than they are about you, so being able to ask good questions is a good approach. The next tool is find a way to remember names. Whenever you go to events, if you can't remember the names of the people you're meeting, that is going to be a big problem. So find a system, put in place a system to remember names. Next is listening skills. It seems crazy, but we need to actually practice listening skills. And the better that you develop that skill set, and it's not just what you hear, it's what you're seeing and the implications of all of it, the more important that is. Next, have a contact system. I had my assistant create what I call the contact Excel spreadsheet, where I could list all my contacts, I could rate them in several ways, and then keep personal information about them. By having that system in place, then I'm going to be more focused about my contacts. Next tool, gifts and cards. Make sure that you actually personalize the gifts. When I was practicing law, each holiday season our marketing department would have gifts that we could send to clients and referral sources. I never found that to be personal enough. So I wanted to focus on something that the client would actually realize I took time to think about him or her and found a gift that addressed something of interest to them. Finally, the 80-20 rule. You want to spend 80% of your time on 20% of your contacts. You want to spend 80% of your time on particular activities that will be valuable. In other words, not all contacts are equal, not all activities are equal. So a tool for your toolkit is to be able to figure out which are most important and then spend most of your time.